state variables method. So we'll today we're going to learn uh, another alternative way to analyze systems. In the last module, we analyzed the system using transfer function approach. Using transfer function method, we know there are many disadvantages of transfer function approach. Those disadvantages are, we know, there are many disadvantages of transfer function approach. Those disadvantages are, we know, the transfer function approach is limited to linear time invariant system, LTI system, but practical systems are not only LTI systems. It may have a linear time varying system also. Transfer function approach is limited to single input, single output system, but practical systems are multiple input, multi output systems. We know in transfer function approach, we assume that initial conditions are zero, but which is impractical. Initial conditions are zeros. So they're all right. Uh, but practical systems are having some initial conditions. So that means uh, the disadvantage of transfer function approach are the transfer function approach is limited to only for single input, single output system. Using transfer function approach, you can analyze only the linear time invariant systems. And in transfer function approach, we assume that all initial conditions are zeros. Right? So all initial conditions are zero, which is impractical. Now, we're going to learn state variable method. This is another way to analyze systems. Here, we can not only analyze LTI system, but also the linear time varying systems. In using state variable variables, you can analyze multi-input and multi-input as well as single input system. We can also analyze MIMO systems. Okay. Now there is no problem if the system has any initial conditions. Okay. So if a system is having initial conditions, we are not able to use the transfer function approach, but there is no problem if we apply state variable methods. All right, that is the advantage of state variable methods. You can analyze both linear time invariant and linear time variant system. We can analyze both single input, single output system as well as multi input, multi system. There will be no problem if the system having any initial conditions. Okay. Now, let us, if you want to analyze a system using state variable method, so we must, if you want to analyze a system using state variable methods, we must express the system in state variable form. Okay, say we know if a dynamic equation of a system is given, then from the dynamic equation we can find its transfer function. Okay, by taking the Laplace transform and then divide the output by input, you can find the transfer function. Now, similarly, if you want to analyze a system using state variable methods, we must represent the dynamic equation of the system in state variable form. Now, question is how to represent a system in state variable form. Okay, so let us now discuss the way to represent a system, to represent a dynamic equation in state variable forms. Okay, now if we have now in first step, if step one, if you want to represent a system in state variable form, say we have a nth order differential equation. Okay, so first step is we must in state variable, say we have a nth order system, nth order differential equation. Okay, nth order system. Now, how to write this nth order system into a state variable form? Okay, there are three simple steps if you want to write a nth order system into state variable form. The first step is that you rewrite the equation in such a way that the highest order of the derivative is on the right hand side of the equation. Okay, the first step, rewrite the equation in such a manner such that the highest order derivative is on the right hand side of the equation. All right, say for example, say we have an equation, say say d3y dt q dt3 plus say 6 dy d2y dt square plus say 7 dy dt plus 8 y is equal to say function say ft. So now tell me which variable is the input here and which variable is the output here. Output. Which variable is the input and which variable is the output? In this differential equation, which variable is input and which variables is output? Baba. This is the input. If we solve this equation, we'll get y. So y is the output.
Y is input.
This is the input and y is the output. This is the output. And ft is the input. Okay. Now in transfer function, we know how to find the transfer function. We will take the Laplace transform and then we'll divide ys by fs to get the transfer function. Right? Now, how to represent this equation in state variable form? The first step is that you rewrite the equation. You rewrite the equation such that the highest power is in the right hand side of the equation. Okay, so that means if you have this equation, you can easily write this equation in the highest here the highest power is this d3y dt3. You can easily rewrite this equation as say d3y dt3 is equal to minus 8y minus 7 dy dt minus 6 d2y dt square plus ft. Okay, this is the first step. So first you rewrite this equation such that the highest power of that equation, the highest power is in the right hand side of the equation. বুঝতে পেরেছো? হ্যাঁ, সে তোমাকে আমাকে আমরা কি করতে চাইছি, we know dynamic equations. We can easily find dynamic equation of a system. Whether we have an electrical system or mechanical system, we know how to write its dynamic equations, how to write the equation defining the systems. Okay, now we know the transfer function. I want to express the system equation in state variable form. So simply একটা example নিচ্ছি, say d2x dt square plus say 6 dx dt plus say 5x equal to say the input function, say ft. So here of course if we solve we'll get x, so x is the output and the f is the input, right? F is the input. All right, f is the input. Now how to express it in the state variable form? First thing, you rewrite it such that the highest order derivative is in the left hand side. Sorry, কি বললাম, right hand side বলেছিলাম, sorry, left hand side হবে. Highest order derivative is in the left hand side of the equation. That means here this is minus 5x minus 6 dx dt plus ft. Now second step, step 2 is now in step 2 you select the derivative, select this as a new variable, select this as a new variable, select y dy dt d square y dt d2y dt square as a new variable. Here select x, that means choose derivatives this as a new variable. Okay, say if you write we can select this here, these are the two, select this as a new variable. That means if you select x1 as x, x2 is equal to dx dt. Select input as u and output as y. Okay, output as y. All right, so here the input will represent as u and output will represent as y. That means if you solve, we'll get x. So that means here the output is basically x. Okay, আমি আবার কনসেন্ট্রেট করতে সবাইকে বলছি। একটা লেট আস টেক আ সিম্পল এক্সাম্পল, সে d2y।
স্যার
হ্যাঁ,
ইউ আর ওয়াইটা একবার বুঝলাম না স্যার,
আমি বলছি, আমি আবার বলছি, তুমি ফলো করো, বুঝতে পারবে। সে দিস ইকুয়েশন, so you want to represent this equation as a state variable form. So for the first step, what is the first step? What is the first step?
d2y by dt square equals to ft minus 5 divided by x plus
First
6.
step is the you rewrite it that the highest order derivative is in the left hand side of the equation. So that is minus 6y minus 5 dy dt plus ft. This is the first step. Step 1. Step 1. Okay. Now step 2, you select this as a new variable. Select as new variable. এক মিনিট, প্রচন্ড নয়েজ আছে। Select y and dx dt as a new variable. New variable will assume as x1, x2, x3 and so on. Okay, so select this as a new variable. We'll select input as u. Here the input is ft, so you represent input as u, and if you solve this equation we'll get the output. So we'll represent output as y. Say for example here y equal to y. It may be look you may feel odd because y equal to y. Here the input is ft, will represent input as u in state variable. If you solve this equation we'll get x is the output. In state variable will represent y as output. Okay, so that means here if you here if we solve we'll get output here you will represent as y. Okay, so that means y equal to y, that means y is again x1, so output is basically x1. That is step 2. So okay, step 2 is the choose the derivatives, choose derivative, choose, see, or better right, select derivatives, খুব সহজ জিনিস, ভয় পাওয়ার কিছু নেই, as a new variable. Okay, select, that means these are the new variables. Select. Okay, input as u, output as y. Okay, this is a step 2. Okay, so we'll represent input as u and output as y. And step 3 here, step 3, what we have to write, represent all first order, represent all this equation, represent the system, represent the system represent the nth order system in terms of n number of first order system. Okay, and step 4, finally step 4, write this representation in matrix form. Okay, write this representation in matrix form. All right, write this representation in matrix form. Is it clear? So মনে হচ্ছে খুব কঠিন, আমি একটা এক্সাম্পল দেখলেই বুঝতে পারবে যে এটা কিচ্ছু না, বাচ্চাদের জিনিস। দেন let us say এটা প্রবলেম 1 আমরা করছি। প্রবলেম 1, a system আমি লিখছি এর প্রবলেমটা। a system is defined as x double dot plus 5x dot plus 6x is equal to ft. Find or write its state variable form. Write the system in state variable form. write the system in state variable form. Okay, now first just remember the step 1 solution. First we have to write the system. What is the first step? So here we have the x double dot plus 5x dot plus 6x equal to ft. The step 1 we know. So first the highest order derivative will keep it in the left hand side, and all other term will bring in the right hand side. So this is the first step, step 1. This is the first step. Okay, so keeping the highest order derivative is in the left hand side, and all other term will bring in the right hand side. All right, this is step 1. Next we'll select this x and x dot as a new variable. The new variable will assume as x1 equal to x and x2 is equal to x dot. We'll represent input as u. So we'll write u as ft and the output as y. So output is y. So if you solve this equation, we will get x. That means x is the output. X is the output. Okay. If you solve this equation, we will get x. So x is the output. X is the output, and e2 is the input. All right.
So স্যার x equals to x1 ধরেইছি একবার।
হ্যাঁ, এটা তো স্টেট, তুমি ব্যাপারটা বোঝার চেষ্টা করো। আমি যেটা বলছি সেটাকে ফলো করো। ধরার তো কি আছে, তুমি একটা জিনিসকে দুবার ধরতে পারো না? ধরেছি তো কি অসুবিধা আছে? আমি তো আউটপুটকে ধরিনি, তো স্টেট, এগুলোকে বলছি স্টেট। এই x1 x2 কে আমি বলছি স্টেট। তুমি যদি একটা মেকানিক্যাল সিস্টেমের স্টেট গুলো কি হয় বলো তো? কি বুঝেছো এখন পর্যন্ত মেকানিক্যাল সিস্টেমের স্টেট কি হয় বলো? ডিসপ্লেসমেন্ট একটা স্টেট, velocity is the state, acceleration is the state. Similarly, electrical system current is the state, voltage across capacitor is the state. তাতে কি হয়েছে? The voltage across capacitor is a state, and we can also take as the output. If you consider it's a series RLC circuit, if we excite করলাম, আমি ধরো এখানে দিলাম, তুমি excite দিয়েছো 10 sin omega t, কারণ that is the input. You may assume as the input. The current is the output, but you may consider current is the state. Current is the state. Voltage across capacitor is also a state, or you may take output from here, or somebody may take output across this. So that means the voltage across inductor is a state, or you may consider that the output also. ঠিক আছে?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
Say mechanical systems, the voltage, mechanical system, the displacement, the velocity, acceleration are the states. Depending on the displacement, we may get some output. Similarly, depending on the value of current, you may say the current is 10 ampere and you are taking output from a resistance which is 5 ohm. So the output is 50 volts. So that means current you may consider as a state, or again current also may be an output. Okay, তুমি যেরকম নিয়মে সেটা তোমার রিকোয়ারমেন্ট অনুযায়ী you will choose the output. Okay, so this is the step. This is the step 1. This is the step 1, and this is the step 2, and the step 3. So what is the step 3? It says that you represent the nth order system in terms of n number of first order equation. Say if you have an nth order system, it will be very difficult to solve. But we can easily solve first order equation. We can easily solve a first order equation. Okay. So why? So instead of nth order system, we'll write nth order system into n number of first order systems. Okay. So let us write the nth order system in n number of first order systems. Okay. So now here, look, x1 equal to x. So x1 equal to x. So x1 dot. x1 equal to x. x1 will assume that x1 is a x. So therefore x1 dot কত হবে বলো? If you consider x1
x2 x2
হ্যাঁ, তাহলে লেখো x dot. x1 dot means x dot which is equal to x2. ঠিক আছে তো? বুঝতে পেরেছো? x1 dot, হ্যাঁ x2 ঠিকই বলেছো। x1 dot equal to x dot. x dot means again x2, তার মানে x1 dot equal to x2. Again, বুঝতে পারছো তো? আমি একবারে লিখে দিচ্ছি যেটা তুমি বলেছিলে আগে ফার্স্টেই। So x1 dot equal to x2. Very good. x1 dot equal to x2. and x2 dot কত? x2 dot equal to x double dot. x2 dot means x double dot. X double dot, again here you will get x double dot is this equation, which is minus 6x minus 5x dot plus ft. This is your x double dot. So now you put x means x1, so 6x1 minus x dot means x2 is 5x2 plus ft means u, so this is x u. Now look, we have a second order equation. Now we are writing x second order equation into two first order equation. This is a first order equation. This is also a first order equation. All elements are first order. Okay, this is a step 3. Okay, now write these two equations in matrix form. So if you write this equation in matrix form as x1 dot x2 dot is equal to x1 dot মানে কত? x1 dot মানে কত বলো? What is x1 dot? x2. তাহলে you write 0 1 0 1 0 1 হচ্ছে, তাহলে হলো দেখো 0 1 x1 x2, because x1 dot equal to x2. And what is x2 dot? What is x2 dot? It is minus 6x1 minus 6x1 minus 5x2 minus 6x1 minus 5x2 plus there is no u in the first equation, so this 0 1 u. ঠিক আছে, কিচ্ছু না, খুব সহজ জিনিস, তোমরা ঘাবড়ে যেও না। হ্যাঁ, দেখতে পাচ্ছ তো? সো আমাদের ফার্স্ট ইকুয়েশন কি আছে? x1 dot equal to x2. দেখো x1 dot equal to x2 দেখতে পাচ্ছ তো? x1 dot equal to x2, দেখো x1 dot equal to x2. Second equation, x2 dot equal to minus 6x1 minus 5x2 plus u. Okay, the first step is writing the highest order derivative in left hand side, then selecting this as new state, selecting u as the input and y as the output. Then you represent this equation. This is a second order equation, so we'll write a second order equation in two number of first order equations. So that means here x1 equal to x, so therefore x1 dot equal to x2. Now x2 equal to x dot, that means x2 equal to x double dot. X double dot means again minus 6x1 minus 5x2 plus u. So now you writing these two equation in matrix form. Okay, this is called the state equation. This is called state equation in, okay, state equations in matrix form. Now you have to write the output. What is the output equation? What is the output? Output equal to y equal to x. Y equal to x is the output. Again, x means x1. So output is basically the state x1. So output equation is y equal to x1 is the output. So 1 0 x1 x2. আচ্ছা কি পড়াচ্ছে স্যার, কিছু বুঝতে পারছে? দেখো এক্ষুনি বুঝে যাবে। হ্যাঁ, আরেকটা জিনিস আসছে, ধরো একটা ইকুয়েশন দিলাম, সে প্রবলেম 2, খুব সহজ, সবাই একদম পুরো ফুল মার্কস পায় এটা। সে প্রবলেম 2, সে উই হ্যাভ আ ইকুয়েশন x ট্রিপল ডট, ভালো করে ফলো করো, plus a1 x double dot plus a2 x dot plus a3 x, so equal to rt, তাই তো? So write this equation, this system in state variable form. Now what is the order of the system? What is the order of the system?
3.
3. This is a third order system. So we'll write a third order system into 3 number of first order equations, right? Okay, that is our main motto is to write a nth order equation into n number of first order equation. That is the main motto. Our main motto is to write a nth order equation into n number of first order equation. Why? Because first order equations are easy to solve. If you have a first order differential equation, you can easily solve a first order differential equations. Okay, so it is better, it is easy to solve a first order equation rather than to solving a fourth order equation or fifth order equations. So, okay, let us first, what is the first step? Let us solve this equation. Okay, খুব সহজ, first step কি করব? Solution. First step কি লিখবো বলো?
হাইয়েস্ট অর্ডারটাকে LHS এ দিয়ে দেবো।
So
X double dot equals to minus A1
A3x highest
X double dot
x dot minus A1 x double dot higher এরকম করে লিখবে, হ্যাঁ, plus RT. This is the first step. Writing the highest power in the left hand side and keeping all other terms in the right hand side. This is the first step. Now select, so that means here x dot and x triple double dot are the three state. Okay, depending on these three state will get the output. Okay, that means let us assume these are the new variable x1 equal to x. Okay, x1 equal to x, তাহলে x2 কি নেব বলো? x dot and x3 কে কি নেব? x3 equal to
X double dot.
very good. Okay, so now if you solve this equation, here this is the input and this is the output, so you will consider u as the input
U r equals to
and output is solved. What we will get?
y equal to x.
X is the output. Very good. These are the variables. We'll select. This is step 1. This is step 2. Now we'll write all this equation into third order equation into 3 number first order equation. How? From this equation you can write x1 dot equal to key. What is x1 dot? X dot means x2. X dot means x2. So write x1 dot equal to x2. Is it clear? x1 dot equal to x dot. দেখতে পাচ্ছ তো?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
x
sir.
dot means again x2. So this is a first order equation. Look আবার এখানে দেখো আবার x2 dot মানে কি বলো? x2 dot x3. Very good. X3. This is also a first order equation. Now x3 dot মানে কত? x triple dot. So x triple dot, here we'll get this expression is as x triple dot. Look here, this is x triple dot. So x triple dot, now put the value of x triple dot. X triple dot equal to minus কি হবে বলো? minus
A1 X double dot.
A3 x1. দেখো ভালো করে দেখো, x triple dot is A3 x1 minus A2 x2 minus A1 x3 plus u. This is x3 dot. ঠিক আছে? Is it clear? So now look,
Yes,
a
sir.
third order equation become a 3 first order equation. We have 3 first order equation. All elements are first order. Now what is this is the state equations. Okay, this is a state equation. So write these 3 equation in matrix form. x1 dot, x2 dot, x3 dot. This is equal to, write in the matrix form. Sorry, write this in matrix form. বলো কি হবে? x1 dot equal to কি? x2. x1 dot equal to x2.
0,
1 0. x3 dot equal to কি? x3 dot equal to x3 dot
0 1
very good. 0 0 1 একদম বাচ্চাদের জিনিস দেখতে পাচ্ছ? 0 and what is x3? minus A3
minus A3 minus A2 minus
A1.
A1.
হ্যাঁ হয়ে গেল। and what about u? There is no u here. So this will be 0. This is also 0, but here you have a u, so write 1.
1.
So now look, a third order equation becomes a 3 first order equation, and we are writing these 3 first order equation in matrix form. Why we are writing, we'll discuss later on. We are learning how to represent the system in state variable form. That is our motto here today. Our motto is to write any equation in this form. Okay, now what is the output equation? This is a state equation. This is called the state equation. All are 3 are the state equation. Okay, this is a state variable form, state equation form, state matrix form. And what is the output form? Bolo output equation is y equal to x. So y equal to x. X means again x1. So x is the x1. So therefore output equation is কি হবে? বলো output equation কি হবে? 1 0 0 x1 x2 x3. This is the output equation. And these two together are called the state variable representation. This is called the state variable representation. So any system you can write in this form. You can take any system. Okay, let us consider a simple another system. তোমাদের বোঝাবার জন্য করছি একটু সহজ অঙ্ক, আস্তে আস্তে ডিফিকাল্টে যাব। সলিউশন সে প্রবলেম নাম্বার 3। প্রবলেম নাম্বার 3 একটা সিম্পল ইকুয়েশন নিচ্ছি x ডাবল ডট x ডাবল ডট x ডাবল ডট প্লাস 3x dot plus 2x plus equal to is equal to u. Okay, so ut equal to ut. Write this system in state variable form, into state variable form. So that means here we have a second order system, so we need to write this second order system into two first order equations. Okay, so let us solve this equation. Let us solve. So here, so first step, x double dot equal to minus 2x minus 3x dot plus ut. This is step 1. Then we'll select, there are two states. Look at, there are two states because second order system there will be two states. So assume the states, first one state equal x1 equal to x, x2 is equal to x dot. And the input we know is represented by u, and the output is always represented by y. So output state will be represented by universally, remember, no other, you cannot use any other convention. Universally state are represented by x1, x2, x3, x4 and so on. Universally our input are represented as u1, u2, u3 and so on, and the universally output represented by y. So here if you solve, you will get x, so output is y equal to x. Okay, now write this equation. What we will write? We'll write as x1 dot equal to x2. x1 dot equal to x dot means x2. x2 dot মানে কত হবে? x2 dot means
minus 2x1
x double dot মানে minus 2x1 minus 3x2 plus u. Okay, so there are two state equations. Okay, two first order equation. Let us write in matrix form. x1 dot x2 dot is equal to 0 1 0 1 minus 2 minus 3 x1 x2 plus 0 1 u. Okay, okay, ভুল করেছি? And what about this is a state equation. This was the state equation and their representation. Now the output is y equal to x. X means again x1. So this is x1. So therefore in matrix form we'll write 1 0 x1 x2. So that means this is the state representation, and this is the output representation. Together these two are called the state variable representation. Okay, let us consider another problem. Problem number 4. Problem number 4. Find the state variable representation of d4xt d4x dt4 is equal to ut. Okay, find the state variable representation of this system. তাড়াতাড়ি করে বলো কি হবে, সলিউশনটা বলো কি হবে। Find the state variable representation of the system whose dynamic equation will be given by this. d4x dt4 is equal to ut. Okay, that means here this is a fourth order equation, so we'll write this fourth order equation into 4 number of first order equations. Okay, so first you don't have to write because there is only one term. So we have d4x dt4 is equal to u. So we'll assume the states. So there will be 4 state. So x1 equal to x, one state. Okay, x1 equal to x2 equal to x dot. This is basically x4 dot, is equal to u. Okay, so there will be 4 state. x1 equal to x, x2 equal to x dot, x3 equal to x double dot, x4 equal to x triple dot. Okay, okay, these are, we'll assume these are the states. So now u input is ut and output will solve, we'll get xt. So therefore output y equal to x. So these are, we'll select the variables. Okay, now write these four order equation into 4 number of first order equation. তাহলে কি হবে বলো? বলো x1 dot কত হবে?
x2
x2. This is one equation. তারপরে x2 dot
x3
x3. This is a second equation. This is x3 dot
x4
x4. Very good. And x4 dot
u
u. Very good. U. x4 dot equal to u. So let us now write these 4 equation in matrix form. x1 dot x2 dot x3 dot x4 dot is equal to কি হবে বলো?
0 1 0 0
0 1 0 0. Very good. x2 x3 x কিচ্ছু নেই, মানে কোনো মাথা কাটা বা জিজি নেই। তারপরটা কি হবে? 0
0 0 1 0
0 0 1 0 0, তাই তো? there is no u term here. তারপরটা x3 equal to
0 0 0 1
0 0 0 1 0. তারপরে লাস্টেরটা all are 0 plus u. Okay, x4 equal to u, x4 dot equal to u. ঠিক আছে? So all right, and finally the output equation y equal to x. Y equal to x, that means y equal to x1. X means again x1, so output is y equal to x1. So write 1 0 0 0 x1 x2 x3 x4. Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
yes, yes.
Problem number 5. Okay. A simple mechanical system is given. Mechanical system is given. Obtain this is the input mechanical force Ft, spring constant K, damper constant, dashpad constant or damper constant is B, and the displacement from the datum is displacement from the datum is X. Obtain the state variable representation of the given mechanical system. Obtain the state variable representation of the given mechanical system. All right. Obtain the state variable representation of the given mechanical system. Let us solve. So here we know, let us draw the free body diagram, or you may use any technique. Here, this is your Kx, this one is Bx dot, this is the mechanical force Ft, or this is the this one is the inertia force Mx double dot. All right. Clear? So now, so here the upward force is Mx double dot plus Bx dot plus Kx is equal to the applied force. Restoring force equal to the applied force. This is the equation. Okay, so let us now, this is the dynamic equation of the system. This is the dynamic equation of the system. Let us write this equation in state variable form. So the first step, you know, so you keep the highest order power, highest order is in the left hand side. So Mx double dot is equal to minus Kx minus Bx dot plus Ft. So that means x double dot is equal to minus K by M x minus B by M x dot plus 1 by M Ft. All right. All right. This is the highest order derivative is in the left hand side and all other terms in the right hand side. Now select the variables. There are two states, displacement and velocity. Okay. So that means assume x1 equal to x. x2 is equal to x dot. All right. The input is equal to Ft. the output is y, which is equal to x, or it is nothing but x1. Okay, now writing a second order equation, I have to write a second order equation, two number first order equations. So x1 dot is equal to x dot, that means x2. x2 dot is equal to x double dot, that means minus k by m x minus x মানে তো আবার x1, তাই তো? হ্যাঁ,
Yes, sir.
x1 minus k by m x1 b by m x2 plus 1 by m u. ঠিক আছে, ভুল করলে বলবে।
Yes, sir.
All right, so now you write these two equations in the matrix form. So we'll write these are the derivative of the states. x1 dot x2 dot is equal to x2, x1 dot equal to x2, 0 1 x1 x2 plus 0 u, and x2 equal to minus k by m minus b by m 1. Okay, is it clear? This is the state representation.
1 by m হবে না ওখানটা?
1 by m, very good.
But 1 by m.
1 by m. Okay, 1 by m, very good. And what about the output equation? This is a state form, state representation, and the output form is x1, which is equal to 1 0 x1 x2. Okay, these two together are known as the state representation. The last problem I will discuss today is the this is problem number 5, problem number 6. This is the last problem for today. R1C. What I R1 is rather we write R. RC. Okay, RC. E1 is the input, E1, and E2 is the output. RC. Find the state representation of the given electrical system. Find the state representation of the given electrical system. All right, let us solve this equation. Solution. Solve this equation. Okay, এখানে আরো কিছু বলে দিয়েছি, আমি বলতে ভুলে গেছি, সরি। Here choose E1 as input, দেখতেই পাচ্ছ, বলার কিছু নেই। E1 as input, choose E1 as input, এখানে ভুল বলেছি আমি। Choose E1 as input and V1 V2 as states and V2 as output. Okay, our system is given to you. Electrical system, you are asked to find its state variable representation. You assume that E1 is the input, V1 V2 are the two states, and V2 as the output. Okay, খুব সহজ, কিছুই নেই। So here you write the node equation for this node. So this current is equal to this current plus this current. Okay, if you consider this node, the current that is entering here is equal to current came out, this current plus this current. So এই কারেন্টে কত হবে বলো? এই কারেন্টটা কত হবে? আজকাল ইমরান কিছু বলছে না। ইমরান, क्या होगा बोलो? If you consider this is I1, this is I2, this is I3, then I1 equal to I2 plus I3. Okay, if you have problem, you can assume. Now what is I1 value? তাড়াতাড়ি বলো, টাইম চলে যাচ্ছে। না
V1 by E1
minus V1 by R. This is I1. What is I2? What is I2?
V1
V1 by 1 by
I
LC.
C dV1 dt. ভুলভাল বলছো। C dV capacitor current. C dV1 dt. And what is I3? I3 is V1
V1 minus V2 by R.
R. This is the first equation. Okay. This is the node equation for equation 1. So you keep the highest order in the derivative in the left hand side. So that means here C dV1 dt is equal to E1 minus V1 by R minus V1 minus V2 by R. Okay. So that means this we can write as minus 2 V1 by R plus V2 by R plus E1 by R. Okay. This is C. This one is CV1 dt. That means dV1 dt equal to minus 2 V1 by RC plus V2 by RC plus E1 by RC. This is for node number 1. Okay, now here for this node, this side is open. I3 equal to I4. Okay, I3 equal to I4. What is I3? What is I3?
V1 minus V2 by R.
V1 minus V2 by R.
And what is I4? C
1 by C dV2 dt.
1 by C now. CD. Current.
C dV2 by dt.
Current equal to charge by time. dq dt. Charge means CV. Charge means Q equal to C into V. So C dV. So writing this equation, highest order derivative, dV2 dt is equal to dV2 dt equal to V1 by RC minus V2 by RC. All right. All right. This is another equation. This is one equation. So we have one equation is dV1 dt is equal to minus 2 by RC V1 plus 1 by RC V2 plus 1 by RC E1. E1. 1 by RC E1. And second equation is dV2 dt is equal to 1 by RC V1 1 by RC V1 minus 1 by RC V2. Now you are asked to select E1 as an input, V1, V2 as a states, and V2 as the output. Okay. So now you assume X1 equal to V1, X2 equal to V2. Okay. Input E1 as the input, E1 will consider as the input, and V2 as the output. So Y equal to V2 is the output. Okay. So now write down the states. So therefore X1 equal to V1. So X1 dot is equal to dV1 dt. So this is dV1. That means this is minus 2 by RC. Are 1 minute lagbe, please concentrate. X1 plus 1 by RC X2 plus 1 by RC U. ঠিক আছে? Now X2 dot equal to dV2 dt. That is 1 by RC V1 means X1 minus 1 by RC V2 means X2. Okay, so let us now write these two equations in matrix form. Let us write this equation matrix form. So x1 dot x2 dot is equal to minus 2 by RC, 1 by RC, x1 x2 plus 1 by RC u. Okay, x1 dot equal to minus 2 by RC x1 plus 1 by RC x2 plus 1 by RC u, and x2 dot equal to 1 by RC
minus 1 by RC
x2
0.
ঠিক আছে, আমাদের তোমাদের ক্লাস সেমিস্টার কোশ্চেন আমার করা হয়ে গেছে, 100% অঙ্ক দিব, তো ভালো করে কনসেন্ট্রেট করো বাবা। হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে, কোনো থিওরি আমি দেবো না। This is the state equations. And what about the output? Y equal to V2. Y equal to V2 is the output. V2 means, again, V2 means x2. So Y equal to x2 is the output. V2 means x2. So therefore 0, 1, x1, x2 is this is the state form, state, and this is the output equation, output. These two are the SV form, state variable form. Okay, ঠিক আছে, that's it for today.
Yes, sir.